Hi, and welcome again to another edition of Market Analysis. Today is January 23rd, 2023. I'm Giovanni Betancourt, analyst, trader, and educator with Vantage Markets. Well, let's take a market minute to get ahead of what you should be watching this week. So far, we've already had a look at some 10% of the S&P 500 companies, their quarterly results. But this week, nearly 90 more companies will open their books to investors. Among them, Microsoft, Tesla, Intel, Texas Instruments, Logitech, Verizon, General Electric, 3M, AT&T, Boeing, IBM, Southwest Airlines, Chevron, American Express. That's a mouthful. That's just to mention some. It's going to be a very, very interesting week for the S&P 500. Okay, let's see what that will entitle us. And then as far as economic data that could move markets, a slow start to the week with the leading indicators today and the Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index and the PMI Composite Flash tomorrow. But things heat up into the end of the week. Thursday, keep an eye on weekly jobs claims after the below 200K negative 200K reading last week, durable goods orders, and GDP. And on Friday, we have the personal income and spending data due out, as well as spending home sales and consumer sentiment. Lastly, we began the week with crude oil above $82 and the Brent near 89. In the States, they've seen prices inching up slowly but surely. So with that being said, let's take a look at how we can look at the markets today. So this is the NASDAQ daily chart. We had a nice day on Friday. We closed on the green, and today we are opening up with a gap up. So as far as the gap goes, we could probably come down and close it real quick, and then continue with that momentum above 11,800. That's just the being conservative, but I think 12,000 it should be the target. So the RSI is really far away from being overbought anyhow, so that's momentum to the upside. As far as the S&P goes, however, I 4,100. That's the golden ticket. If you recall, last month we had a nice rally into right around that amount, and so here that's what I'm talking about. Actually, in December, so the beginning of December, that's where we ended up high. And we have this parabolic movement 2 weeks afterwards, also, but basically. 4,100 is where I'm looking at it. Is where I'm looking at for my resistance. Obviously, 4,000 because it's a psychological number. It was support before. Now it has turned into resistance, but it is with the sentiment to upside. The 21 moving average is way below it, so that supports it. Then as far as the Dow goes, the Dow also open up in a gap up. So but the 21 moving day average is above the market, so that could be a previous resistance so far. But initially, 34,000 is where I'll see some resistance as the market moves on to the day, because it's a psychological number, right? But 34,500 is where I had it since last week. Then we have crude oil. All right, so crude oil traded towards the $82 mark. The 82.50 that I was watching, that's long gone already. Obviously, let's see if today we'll see some. I see they'll probably come to close this gap, and it find some support around the 81.40 marker, and then let's see if it'll take it back up, somewhat back to $82. RSI is still neutral. The 21-day moving average is below below my support, below the market, so that could be a nice case. Nat Gas. So Nat Gas. What can we say about Nat Gas? I'm just thinking that Nat Gas is going to be idling. It's going to be just really consolidating around this channel between $3.50 and $3. Then we have gold. Gold try to make a nice run, come back up to 1950. Didn't reach it. I'm looking at 1900. just because it's a psychological support level. I have my support at 1850, as 1875, but RSI is pointing down. So will we see profit taking and come down to 1900? That's the key. Most likely it's going to continue to push lower. Silver is also, silver is also on, pushing lower. That must be most likely because of the dollar index, getting stronger. Then we have copper also, pulling, moving lower. $84.15. That's where I say my support. And then we have Bitcoin. Bitcoin looking to step up 22,000. The moving average is way outside of it. It's way overbought. So a nice pullback, perhaps even lower than 22,000, 21,000, right into this ranging lateral, this node of volume. Then we have the euro, which is looking to stay above 108. Let's see if that'll be the case. And the pound is also moving lower, most likely because, the dollar index is pushing higher, looking to stay above 102. So if that's the case, if the dollar index continues to move higher to 102.5, let's say, for example, then we'll see a pullback on crude oil, pullback on gold, on silver, and copper. All right, so keep that in mind. Now stay sharp. Don't forget, next month we'll start the live streaming. It'll be 2 days per week, but it'll be nice, interesting information to be shared with you. All right, have a nice trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow.